Now, I want you to think, if you've ever been invited to a country club, or maybe if you're a member of a country club and you want to invite Ray and I would love to join you. And you go into a corner and there's someone there in a chef's hat and they're under a warming lamp and they're carving ham.
Yep.
And they're like, would you like a big piece or a small? Yes, please, all of it. This is beautiful, fully cooked ham. It's a boneless Carver ham. It comes with a packet of glaze that you can either use or not.
It does.
Or put on the side. And the most important thing is you're not cooking this, you're warming this, yes?
You are warming this, and it's totally fully cooked. We've done all that work for you. We've taken it, and I typically put a few slices in top like you see here because I'm going to take our glaze and just brush it into it. Brittany's going to bring it to us here in a second. But what's really nice about this ham, and we've introduced this just a few months ago, is it's really lean, right? And it's one solid piece. So if you traditionally buy a spiral ham and you have to kind of carve around that bone as you're slicing it down.
It's not form pressed or processed,
It's
is it?
not. That is not. This is all solid meat, not formed, formed or processed. But look at the texture of the meat here. This ham is so rich, but not incredibly salty. And I want you to try it here, David, in a second, because I think you're going to absolutely love it. And most hams, I think, tend to be a little bit over-salted in some cases. With this one, excuse me, sir.
I'm looking to see if we have forks.
It's really not. And I want you to see the
and
glaze.
Here's your glaze.
Yes, the glaze that goes with it, that brown sugar glaze. It's going to come to you just like you have here in this spice package. All you're going to do is 2 tablespoons of water and kind of stir it up over
Ray,
your
this
skillet.
is delightful, and it doesn't need any seasoning.
No, it doesn't need any seasoning.
You might want to add some glaze to it if you like some sweet.
Right.
But keep this one not glazed.
Yes, please.
I will snack on this. I'm also going to go in here and cut it with my fork.
Yes, and you
That's
really
what
can,
makes this so incredible, right?
But that glaze just kind of brings out the taste of the meat. It gives it that brown sugar flavor that we like for the holiday. But what's so nice about...
So tender and so lovely.
Thank you. I was just going to say, what's so nice about this particular ham is how tender it is, but also how lean it is, right? I mean, you're not seeing huge chunks of fat on this. It's just incredibly flavorful, not salty.
And not injected with water, right?
And not injected with water. I don't know if you know this about us, David, but my grandfather, who passed away a few years ago, this is how we kind of got in the meat business, right? My dad grew up working for my grandfather as a young child, or young kid, excuse me. And my grandfather ran a pork company, and he was one of the original founders of creating hams and bringing them into retail stores. But they were known for basically adding a lot of different things, ingredients into the hams. That's not what this is at all. This is completely all natural, just the way you see it here. I mean, it's truly beautiful. And every piece is going to look exactly like this. And this is going to serve a lot of people. I mean, I want you to understand 4 pounds is going to serve every bit in a ham like this of that kind of 8 to 12, 8 to even 16.
Now,
these
this
are very
arrives
generous slices.
frozen. We want to thaw this in the fridge for a couple days, yeah?
Right. It's going to arrive to you just like this, vacuum packaged, right? Really nice.
Look at this.
And neat. And all you're going to do is cut that vacuum packaging off. You can start cutting it immediately just right from here and eating it.
Or you can warm it in the oven.
Or you can warm it. That's exactly right. And
now, you can glaze it and warm it, or you can just warm it.
Right. Yeah, we actually recommend you take it, warm it first, and put a few slices in top, like I did, just real
score
light. Exactly, score it. And then just take your, your brush and brush the glaze in top if you want to use it. Or you can just leave the glaze in a bowl like we've done here and let your guests do it, because quite frankly, some folks maybe want it glazed or some don't. So it really kind of lets you, decide how you want to serve it for your holiday.
And you know what's also nice is that you let this warm in your oven, fat cap up.
Yes.
Because as that fat renders down, it will bathe the meat in all that flavor. And what you come away with is something incredible. My brother does something every Christmas morning.
Okay.
Or the day after Christmas. He does his famous omelets. And he'll
Nice.
dice up leftover ham and onions and green and red bell pepper.
Definitely.
And put a little garlic in there and some other goodies that I don't know about. And he makes these incredible omelets. My brother's name is Chip. His given name is Charles. We call him Chip. And Chip makes his famous omelets. And he uses the leftover ham. You want to make the best ham biscuit of your life? Have those the next morning after Christmas dinner. Maybe you'll have this New Year's Eve dinner. However you're going to choose to cook it and or warm it and prepare it. Now, you can either thaw it and eat it, or thaw it, heat it, and eat it. It's completely up to you. It's fully cooked.
Right, you can. And what's nice about this ham as well, being that it's boneless, again, and it's 4 pounds, typically with a spiral ham, kind of once you take it out and start carving it, you have to cook the whole thing. You can actually just take your knife, cut right through this package, cut it in half. So if you want to make a 2 pound or even a 1 pound piece, just take your knife, go right through the package, and heat that piece. Put the rest back in the refrigerator, you know, in a bag, or whatever you please. This is fully cooked. So this is going to last in your refrigerator when you get it at home for 30 days. But if you put it in your freezer, just the way it's going to come to you frozen, it's going to last every bit of a year.
Now, if I'm cooking for a big crowd, how many can I expect to serve?
Like I said, I think it's going to serve at least 8, if not more, like 12 to 14. I mean, you see, this is 4 pounds. We've already eaten 1 or 2 slices, and we still have a lot to go through. This is one of our favorite ways to prepare it for the holiday table. I mean, look how beautiful this is.
Pineapple rings and maraschino cherries.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
maybe you're making a Hawaiian pizza. Really dynamic. Maybe you're making omelets the next morning, ham biscuits.
Right.
You slide a hot piece of ham between 2 halves of a buttermilk biscuit. That's a good time sandwich.
It really is. That sounds amazing.
A very good time sandwich.
And David, look how much juice is on the board. I mean,
my heavens.
This is all from this ham, right? So this ham is not dry. It's not salty. You're going to absolutely love the flavor of it. But again, it's because it's not formed or processed.
And it doesn't have great big hunks of fat in it.
Exactly.
So many times when we buy a ham that we have to then cook once we get it home after we thawed it out.
Right.
And that bad boy, so thick. And then you pop it into the oven, and then you go to carve it once it's finally done, and you encounter these great big pieces of fat.
Right.
Nobody wants that.
No.
Nobody wants to eat that. Nobody wants to serve that. Nobody wants to be the host or hostess who is putting that on the dinner table. Hey, Britt, are you ready for ham, my darling?
I'm ready. We had this on Thanksgiving for 24 people. We had 2 of these,
Right.
2 turkeys, and all 5 families had a giant foil pan of leftovers
We
to
did.
take home.
That's a great point. I
How many
forgot.
families were fed?
Everybody was fed for days.
Everybody
Yes.
was fed for days. Oh, my heavens. Can you imagine?
I mean, you see, I'm slicing this down, and we've already got every bit of like 8 to 9 big, gigantic slices out of this. You could certainly go much thinner, but this is going to serve a lot of folks, for sure.
Now, did your dad, your father-in-law, host for Thanksgiving?
Yes,
How many people?
24.
24 people.
24 people.
Heavens to Betsy. This is going to be a perfect choice. And look at this. We've got, and pardon my reach.
Yes, please.
2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10 pieces, and we haven't even finished carving.
And about a third of the ham left to go.
And we've already eaten 2 pieces. And when I say we, I mean me. This is extraordinary product. Don't let this day pass by without picking up the 4-pound boneless Carver ham with the glaze. And that glaze comes in a packet on the side. You can either use it or not, or put it, as I do, in a gravy boat and let people dip or pour, whatever they choose to do. Rastelli family and friends, I know your dad's a little under the weather tonight, so please give him our best, won't you?
David, we will. Thank you so much.
Good to have you back, sir.
Thank you.
And nice to see you, Miss Britt.
Thank you so
a
much,
pleasure.
David.
Be sure and stick around because In the Kitchen with David, Your Kitchen Reimagined is coming up next, and we're continuing our holiday theme, and tonight we're all festive wear. So I'm not going to wear an apron tonight because I don't want to cover up my sweater.
I knew.
Exactly. You two look awfully festive as well.
Thank you.
Be sure and wish your family a very, very Merry Christmas for us.
We will.
Nice
Thank
to
you.
see you.